Hello again. Thank you for watching this video. And whoopee, here you are, final week. Hopefully you'll watch this and it'll help you get through this last week. A couple of quick reminders. The last week is a shorter week. We will end on Friday, April 17th. So it's best to dig right in. You don't have quite as much as you had last week. I do want to remind you, if you miss any of the work from the previous 4 learning units, you can always go back and complete them. I'm pretty sure that you're all staying ahead of everything, but you made it to week number 5 and learning unit 5. Let me quickly go through the overview. You're probably pretty used to the environment now. You certify and all that it offers. Dig right into the DQ after you've done some of the reading. I want you to discuss why it's always a good practice to use begin, tran, and you're talking about transactions now, rollback, commit, and executing SQL statements that update, insert, delete from your database. So once again, modifying data within your database, very important skill set. All right, so just to go through briefly, we're going to talk about views. Views are essentially, they're known as virtual tables, and basically created by a query. It's usually associated with the regular query. It's connected to a host table or main table. It's like a window. Basically, when these views were created in the old days, this is kind of a conduit or view to your permanent table. And usually, especially in today's multifaceted world, the view is created because it's used for a specific reason. That a portion of the table or portion of many tables. So now all you need to do is just essentially query the view, and that's why this whole idea of a view was created. Views with schema binding. I will just give you some ideas. This is all about the same aspect of creating this particular part of your database. We are going to get into indexes, and indexes, and this is my segue. Sorry for the quick transition. These are connected to views, but they're primarily used to organize the data in your table. And without indexes, like your library has indexes, it uses a Dewey Decimal System. Without indexes, generally your query will scan the entire table as opposed to go to a specific filtered record. So, and you'll learn all about that in the exercises. And then finally, what we will cover are transactions. And transactions, essentially, it's a single kind of list of commands that you want to run that does several things. And this is where we get the idea of the ACID principles. You're going to learn all about that: atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Something very, very useful in the data analytics world. So please be aware of that. Be aware of transactions. Most of the data that's manipulated out there from a front end follows some type of transaction scenario using the ACID, and I know that sounds pretty harsh, but it's the ACID principles. Okay, so good. You made it to week 5. It's always good to finish a class like this. Tons of learning, tons of useful material. I hope that this will be something that you will feel comfortable in using or interpreting or reading about, or even translating if you're looking at data. So I'm just happy that you made this far, and I do want to tell you that the validity of what you've learned. I'll just state I've been using SQL for almost 50 years, and it's not obsolete. It's something that is still very useful. And the whole idea of data and data-driven decision making and data-driven infrastructure. These are all useful parts of what you use SQL for. But anyway, thank you all. Hopefully I may have you in another one of our classes, but Now you're become an SQL expert. That's the whole idea. Take care, and hopefully this has been a good learning experience for you all. Bye now.